Hello, everybody. This is day 10. I always have to look at my calendar because I have no idea what day it is. Uh, and it's a Wednesday, which is awesome. I love Wednesdays because that is the day that I schedule my bars trades every Wednesday evening whenever I'm in town, which can vary. Um, I have hosted a bars trade for the last almost, I would think, 20 years. 20 years. So it's like the antidote to the midweek stress that so many people experience. So, how is everybody today? And what can we look at? I was thinking that maybe heartbreak would be a good topic for today. A lot of people have heartbreak and they have it for a long time. And I wonder how much of heartbreak is one of those truths and lies, intertwined. And that's why it's so hard to move beyond. Um, all of these things that we experience, it's not to minimize what we're experiencing, but if it's stopping you from creating your life and you're feeling stuck and you don't want to hold yourself back anymore, you're to the point where it's like, okay, I've had enough of this. Like sometimes it's really good to enjoy the sadness and the upset and, just enjoy it. Like that's part of existence. And maybe not have it drag on for years and years and years. Because that isn't fun. It's not fun to be around. So when you're ready, you will make the demand. And when you're ready, things will pop into your feed of like, here, this is how you can do this. So when you're ready, you can just ask, okay, whatever it takes, whatever it looks like, I would like to change this. So let's just take a moment. If you have any heartbreak, if you've had any heartbreak in the past, let's really look at that energy of heartbreak. And it's like this totally contractive, squeezing in your chest and throat. That's at least where it shows up for me. So everything that we're willing to right now, let's destroy and uncreate it. Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine shorts, boys, povads, and beyonds. Whew. And some of it starts to lighten up a little bit. And now let's ask, what part's true and what part is a lie? And for me, I can perceive a shift, although I'm not even getting who it is that I'm tapping into per se. There's just something there. And, heartbreak can be for people other than your significant other, lovers, all of that. It can be a friend who passed. It can be a pet. It can be your parents. And, maybe your parents got a divorce and you're upset and heartbroken about that. So everything that brings up, let's destroy and uncreate it, right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine shorts, boys, povads, and beyonds. And whenever the truths and lies come to you, you can destroy and uncreate all the emotional attachment to it, and then you'll just have the awareness of it. We don't need to have the emotional attachment to something that occurred. You can just know that it occurred. and make a different choice. Um, okay, there was something else. Oh, right. One of the things that I became super aware of when I was it my divorce or the last, I don't know, whatever, moving out of a relationship, and this twang pang of that heartbreak energy would come up. I would destroy it and create it. And then I would ask, is this mine? Because I know that when my relationships ended, it was a choice that both of us were making. It wasn't, well, I guess in most cases it is, but we don't necessarily acknowledge that. But in any case, it's like um, I have learned how to part ways and be like, you know what, we did the best we could. We had a great time. Things aren't working anymore. Like, let's choose something different. And you know, how does it get better than this? But when that heartbreak thing comes up, I realized that 99% of the time it wasn't even mine. It was not mine. And maybe it was not even theirs. It could have been lots of other people with that energy on the planet. And when you are going through something that you expect to have that sensation, it's really easy to buy it as yours. You know, at the beginning of the month, a lot of people get stressed out about paying their mortgage, paying their tax payments, paying their rent. You know, beginning of the month is like that time that people pay stuff. And if you have any twinge of issue with paying something, you're going to not only have your points of view, but you're going to tap into all the people around the planet with the same point of view. So, how much of the heartbreak that you're still holding on to is actually not yours? And will you destroy and uncreate everywhere you bought it as yours? Ooh, times a godzillion, right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine shorts, boys, poets, and beyonds. Wow. And return all of that to sender with consciousness attached so that those people also have the opportunity to let it go. Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine shorts, boys, povads, and beyonds. Wow. So let's ask again, how much of the heartbreak, excuse me, makes me hiccup? We must be getting to some really good, deep, energetic baggage. How much of the heartbreak that you have been carrying is not actually yours? And all of that, will you destroy and uncreate it, return it to sender with consciousness? Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine shorts, boys, povads, and beyonds. And breathe. It's like we are taking the big backhoe truck and like scooping out some big boulders here of energetic debris and getting rid of it. So check in with your body and see, is there more? And if there is, like, where is it in your body? Do you feel it still in your chest? Do you feel it in your head? Do you feel it in your um, torso or your legs? Wherever you feel it, let's take that energy and turn it outward and expand it out into the universe. 1,000,000 miles. And notice what happens when you do that. Do you have a sense of lightness? Did it shift something in your body? Do you still have emotional heartbreak? And if there's a tiny twinge, every little bit of that little tiny root, let's expand that out into the universe and destroy and uncreate everywhere we have bought it as our own, and anywhere we're holding on to it to make us, to prove that we're kind, to prove that we're caring, to prove something. Destroy and uncreate all that. Right, wrong, good, bad, pod, poc, all nine shorts, boys, povads, and beyonds. Sometimes we think that being hurt proves how much we loved or cared, but underlying that point of view is that you don't think that you loved or cared, because you wouldn't have to prove it if you knew it. So, everywhere you're doing any kind of proving rather than knowing what's true for you, will you destroy and uncreate it? Right, wrong, good, bad, pod, poc, all nine shorts, boys, povads, and beyonds. And whose point of view is that? How much of that are you pulling out of other people's awareness as well? And how much more do you care than you ever acknowledged? And what if caring didn't have to include carrying the emotional baggage any longer? So, anywhere we have those tied together, let's destroy and uncreate it. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, 4. Wow. I wonder what future we're creating with this. Goodness. Thank you for joining. Thank you for listening. It's not necessarily the easiest subject to look at. Heartbreak, it's made so significant, and that's one of the reasons why it's hard to change. If you make something significant, you can't allow it to change. So hopefully this and these clearings can help loosen some of that energy for you. Listen to this again and again. You can even put it on silent and just play it, because the energy will still work. And what if it's possible, excuse me, to move beyond the heartbreak and still have all of your kindness and caring intact? I know it is. What do you know? Okay, I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for joining.